everyone. We have Harshit from the LambdaTest to go through the his go through the application.
Got it. Thanks
Harshit,
to for having me here. Hey everyone, welcome to the session. I'm Harshit Paul from LambdaTest team, and I'll just quickly showcase my screen, and we'll get to the session. Uh, Tua, if you could just let
okay,
me know if the screen is visible.
yeah, sure, yeah, yes,
Got it. So this session will be focusing on cross-browser testing using LambdaTest, cloud-based cross-browser testing tool. And this is me, Harshit. I lead product and growth at LambdaTest. And today's agenda will be talking about the challenges that come up when you try to set up an in-house infrastructure for testing, and how Lambda test can help you come across those challenges and overcome, and what everything that you can do with Lambda test as a platform, the capabilities. We'll just go through a quick overview of that. I will showcase you Lambda test as a platform in the demo session, and towards the end we'll have a dedicated Q&A where I'll try to answer as many questions as you can throw my way. So let's start. Testing infrastructure, as we all know, is a big challenge for any team, be it small or big enterprise, right? We need an infrastructure that can meet up to our testing requirements, and that is an existing problem from almost a decade now, right? And even before that. So if we were to look at our infrastructure setup on the as a testing from a testing perspective, we can divide that into three major challenges, right? One, we know that it's going to be expensive because, to be realistic, there every QA team will have a diverse set of testing requirements. Test case will have to be tested over dozens or maybe hundreds of browsers and operating systems for that perspective, and you will need a lot of device procurement for that, and you need somebody, either a DevOps resource or somebody from your IT team who can manage that device infrastructure and keep it up to date, which can turn out to be quite an overhead cost, and it can be pretty expensive. Secondly, even if you have all of these procured with you, say for example you manage to get a set of 10 devices, but you would want uh, a set of your test cases to be run across these 10 devices at the same time. You will have to wait for one of these devices to be free from one of the test cases, and only then can you run your another one on that, and that can actually take up a lot of your time, and that is of course not in favor of release velocity. Third most challenge is, of course, it's difficult to scale. We see that every month there is a new device, a browser or an operating system that gets rolled out, and even if you have an in-house infrastructure managed and maintained with you, to keep it up to date with everything new that is coming in, it's a lot of hassle, right? And it takes a lot of your bandwidth that should ideally go into being more productive, into solving more productive problems, right? And as as a QA team, or as a um, as a testing team as a whole, like, there are few things that we can categorize as common trends, something that everybody at this point of time is achieving to aim, right? And velocity is one of them, and that is why we have these four trends here where every business is trying to move to their tech stack to cloud operators are being in favor. Because of that, we want to go ahead and implement continuous testing using CI/CD pipelines, to make sure that we are able to test as soon as a new code is committed. And ideally, the idea here is to have faster feedback. In case something breaks, we should be able to get notified, as Kate also mentioned in the previous session, that make sure that the alarms are set up in your continuous testing, in your CI/CD pipeline, so you get notified the moment something fails and you can work upon them. And at the end, of course, you need your DevOps team. They will appreciate the cohesion between your QA department if you have a tech stack which sits right inside the DevOps tool CI/CD pipelines and can notify them from there itself, right? So what is the smarter way to go ahead? And that is where we come in. Lambda test, we provide you basically a test execution platform that helps you perform end-to-end automation testing, manual testing, across browsers, different mobiles, operating systems. Our product is designed for the next decade and enables agile development of complex enterprise applications while increasing software delivery speed, reducing costs, and improving quality. What we have right now is we offer you more than 2000 plus browsers and OS combinations. We are trusted by over 500,000 users globally. We have 100 plus product integrations on board, and we offer 24/7 technical support in case you get stuck at any point of time. We offer lifetime product access, so once you don't have to worry about a trial window that gets expired and you don't get to work on the things that you have with you. Talking about the feature set we have right now, we offer primarily 4 types of testing. We empower you to do real-time testing that comes under live interactive functional testing. We also have an automation testing cloud which supports Selenium and Cypress test scripts. So when I talk about Selenium, we pretty much support every test framework that is compatible with Selenium, and similarly on Cypress lines as well. We help you generate full page automated screenshots for your website or web applications across different browsers, be it mobile or desktop. And we have a very handy utility which we call as the Lte Browser, which helps you develop responsive websites on the go. As I mentioned, real-time testing is the first product line that I will just quickly go ahead and showcase to you before we get on to the second one. And so this is what we look into real-time testing. It's a live interactive testing module where you can choose from a variety of browsers and operating systems, screen resolutions, and you can do it for browser testing, or you can do it for app testing for mobile browsers in case you want to go ahead and check. So say, for example, as of now, I'm logged in via a Windows machine and I don't have a Safari browser with me, right? But in case I want to check my application on Safari browser, that is where LambdaTest can come in handy. I can just quickly log into the application, go to Safari, select whichever browser version I want, and hit the start button. And just like that, it will take a couple seconds, and I will have a real machine on cloud just like that. And this, if you look over here, this is Safari 14. I'm on the Mac OS version I selected, that is Big Sur. And I can pretty much go ahead and interact with my website here. I can mark a bug in case I find some anomaly. I can mark a bug from here. I can highlight where the bug is, probably leave a comment here, and I can just mark it. And the good I in the this is a very powerful feature that we have on board, an add-on feature I would say, is that we offer a lot of integrations with project management tools. And the idea here is to significantly trim down the time that it takes you across, if your bugs are reported through cluttered email chains, sometimes they're even missed out, right? So here, what it will do is I have Jira integrated with my team as of now, with my LambdaTest dashboard. And the moment I mark a bug from here, I can choose which teammate it has to go to. And I can decide whether it will be a bug, it will be an epic, and whatever. And I can just mention this as a test. And I also have Slack integrated, so they will get alerted on Slack too at the same time. And the moment I create an issue over here, it will directly go into the Jira dashboard and will be assigned to the respective person there. So that saves me the time to actually go ahead, download this image into my system, probably log a ticket in Jira separately, or drop them an email about the same, or a thread on the Slack channel or something like that, right? So that gets taken care of instantly. And there are a lot of other things you can come up. You can change screen resolutions, log in from different countries, geolocations, especially if you're in e-commerce or retail industry, you would want to see how your website is looking from different GeoIPs. You can come up and do that. So let me end this session. And now let's get on to the product two, that is the automation testing, which we have with us on board. As I mentioned, we offer Selenium and Cypress support. We also allow headless testing on Chrome and Firefox. We have an enterprise-ready Lambda tunnel. The powerful feature about LambdaTest is parallel testing that you can leverage, and I will be showcasing all of this right now. So let me just go ahead and so this is the module that you need to go through in case you want to leverage the power of automation testing cloud of LambdaTest. So once you go into automation, these are my previously executed test cases, and let's look into one of these and figure out the kind of details we have. This is the timeline. You can figure out, what test cases were executed at which time frame, what was the status of these test cases, whether the build was successfully passed or it failed due to some error, which error was it, and you can monitor it on the dashboard. You can even segregate these via statuses. So in case you have a lot of tests that are running and you want to go ahead and pay attention to the tests that failed, you can sort them out over here. For now, let me just clear these filters and let me take you into one of these sessions. So this is a test case that we have. Now, a very powerful feature that we offer is that if you just pass a video capability in your Selenium suite, what it will do is it will automatically generate a capture of video of your test execution. So you can figure out everything that is happening inside the browser based on the interactions that you declared in your test automation script. And this works as a very powerful proof of concept when you're trying to address flaky tests or something that you want to go ahead which is breaking right now but is not breaking when somebody else is testing them at the same time. And we offer a variety of detailed logs. If we could have come across any exceptions, for now all of my test cases passed, so exception is not really something I need to worry about. But we also offered a variety of command logs, and what it happens is these are basically step by step logs generated on every command that got executed into your test automation script. You can see open each of the commands. The screenshot is captured for every one of them, and at any point of time, if you feel that okay, this is where something else should have happened, or you have come across any bug or anomaly, you can use the mark as bug feature, which I demonstrated early on. I have Jira integrated here, so I can just push a bug from here after highlighting that this is what is wrong. You also get network logs to figure out what's happening with different your get or post method types requests, and you can figure out how your website is behaving across the network uh, through different types of classification, right? How your media is loading and everything. Apart from that, we also offer raw Selenium logs. So in case you have any custom test framework implemented on your end and you want to deep dive into the nitty gritty of Selenium logs, you can go ahead and do it from here. We also offer console logs in case there were any errors on the console end while the test was executed. I would have had them over here. Good thing that it passed successfully. So apart from that, there is the metadata tab, which helps you get a Hawkeye view on pretty much everything, right from your test details, your test ID, the timestamp it was executed, all the screenshots and videos that you can download from here, what were the capabilities. So as I talk about capabilities, we have a capability generator here. And this capability generator, what it does is it allows you to specify which browser or operating system you need to run on your automation script, right? So you can come up and select whichever browser you want, and the code will automatically incorporate those values based on your selections. And once you have this with you, you can pretty much copy it from here. As I mentioned, we also, you can change IPs from here. You can select from any of the countries, or you can choose whether you want the network logs to be a part of this. So as in my test, the network logs were set to true. That is the reason why they were reflecting, but by default they are set to false. But in case you want to sit and debug that, by all means you can go ahead and do it from here. And you can also figure out what you need to capture from the console end, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do from here. This is across multiple programming languages that are compatible with Selenium. And once you have this copied with you, you can go ahead, look into your you know test where you define your desired capability class, and you can just mention okay, these are, you can just paste it over there, and then once you run this test, it will automatically accumulate those values, and LambdaTest will take care of the selection that you have in place, right? And one thing you need to be taking care of, like there are many very minimal set of changes that you need to do in case you have a test which is running locally and you want to switch it to LambdaTest. So you need to make sure that you have these desired capability class with you. which will help you map the right browser and operating system on the LambdaTest cloud. And you also need to have your access key and your username that you can get from here, right, using this key icon. So once you define this access key and username in your code, what it will do is it will be used as the path to remote WebDriver instance, and you will define hub.lambdatest.com in your remote path. So all of these is actually documented in our support docs. You can go ahead and explore that. And if not that, we, as I mentioned, we have 24/7 customer chat support where we have tech experts sitting there to help you not just set up your first test on Lambda test, or but also help you debug at any point of time in case you get stuck at anything. Apart from that, there are analytics that you can go ahead and deep dive in case you're running hundreds of tests in a month. You can go ahead, and this kind of view will help you analyze what is happening where. An interesting part that I want to highlight here is the power of parallel testing. So this is actually a, one of the case where I'm testing on multiple browsers. So the moment I run my test from here, is it running? Yeah. So now that the test is running, if I just reload, I see that the new data is available. And yeah, you can see that 3 of the tests are running at out of 5, right? So, and what this defines is how many tests I can run in parallel, right? So my account as of now has 5 parallel sessions that can trigger at the same time. But in case I have more than 5 as a part of my test suite, the rest of them will get queued, and the queue capacity is 150, right? So as of now, this is running, and we can pretty much go ahead and, yeah, we can see that this is running. So great. So this is it on the, in case you need to figure out how many parallel sessions are required for your test suite, we have a concurrency calculator here under the help section, and that will actually help you analyze about the parallel sessions that are required for your team to figure out that you're not missing out on the deadlines, right? And we also have APIs that will help you extract test session data in bulk and operate on it. So we have Selenium automation APIs which will help you do pretty much extract all of these data, or you can delete some of the builds from here, or you can delete it directly using the APIs, right? In case you don't want to get stuck on the manual things, you can pretty much, if you have a bigger complex build that has passed and you want to clutter, you don't want to clutter your dashboard, you want to delete them, by all means, you can go ahead and leverage these APIs for those operations. We also allowed, an intuitive visual representation of your test case, which you can download the report from here, and that will give you an idea about how the tests are looking and everything. And there's a lot to the platform basically on the automation front, but I would like you to go and deep dive into it. We give free 100 automation 100 auto minutes 100 minutes of automation testing are absolutely free, and they are on us. So by all means, sign up in case you are not already there, and see and explore the platform. Another thing, product 3 that I was talking about, a very interesting utility that we have with us, is the Lte Browser. And what that does is it allows you to basically build responsive websites on the go and check. So I have this, downloaded here. And as you see, the powerful, the power main advantage of Lte Browser is that you can open multiple devices in a side-by-side view, and you can check how the website is rendering. So you have a common URL and you have multiple devices here. Say, for example, if I were to check Lambda test and I entered that URL here, it gets loaded on both the devices, and I can pretty much scroll on one end, and the scroll is syncing on the other device automatically. So I'm at the same fold at the same time. If I would want to turn that off, I can turn it off from here. But by default, it's there. You can capture full page screenshots. You can do a lot of actions, and you can debug them side by side for both the devices. You can open dev tools and figure out if something is breaking, and you can also get a performance report that is powered by Lighthouse, which gives you an idea on the metrics basically of your so this is the performance report that I'm talking about, which will give you an idea about the performance metrics, your core web vitals of your website, and will give you a detailed insight on where you can optimize. As usual, you can capture a screenshot, mark a bug from here, and pretty much do everything that is capable of the manual side of things. You can mark bugs from here to your project as well. So you can come up and explore. It's a very handy utility. It is bound to at least 2x your productivity time on the development front end side of things, right? Because you can do two devices at the same time. And last but not the least, we have screenshot testing here. What that does is it captures full page screenshots across multiple browsers. So you can pretty much come up, enter a device over here, enter a website URL, sorry, and just select the particular browsers that you want, right? And once you have selected them, you can hit the capture button and it will start capturing full page screenshots for these, right? So it will take a while, but meanwhile, I can pretty much go ahead and just look into any of the history sessions. So this is under the queue right now, but I can go ahead and open a previous session to showcase how it looks. So this is how the entire URL is captured, right? And you get to have full page screenshots of the product and you can scroll through them. This is especially handy in case you need to do sanity testing, right? And figure out if your website is working on a consistent basis. You can download all of these screenshots in one go, or you can even share them with your teammates. You also have the options to define in the setting side where you get to be notified once the test is completed, right? So in case you have too many browsers and it can take a while, for that, so you can select this option and you will be notified on email once the test is completed. That was it from the platform end. Let me just So as I mentioned, we have hundreds of integrations with multiple tools, be it testing frameworks that are supported or are compatible with Selenium or Cypress, be it CI/CD uh, integrations that helps you empower and enable your continuous testing in the process. You can plug Selenium suites into your CI/CD pipeline, and LambdaTest can be a part of that. We have integrations with communication tools to enable instant messaging around the bug, if your team is using any of those. We also have project management tools. For me, as we noticed, I was using Jira, but then again, there are a lot of varieties over there as well. We also offer integrations with Codeless Automations as and I happened to notice that a question was asked in the previous session around Codeless as well. So how the Codeless automation integrations works is, if, say for example, you're using a Codeless automation tool, but you will still need a testing infrastructure uh, to scale those tests, right? Even if you have a test recorded with you, it will run on the browsers that are available on your machine. And by integrating Lambda test with your Codeless suites, what you are basically doing is you're basically leveraging the power of Lambda test cloud and scaling your uh, testing game as per your test requirements by doing that. And we also offer, with test management tools such as TestRail and Calliope. You can find these integrations inside the product over here in case you want to take a deep dive and understand if by any chance there is no such integration that you are leveraging at your team, you can just drop us a message from here and we'll be happy to take that up. So you can go from here and figure out whichever integration that works best for you. And in case there's anything that we are missing, by all means, let us know. We take customer feedbacks very seriously. Just wanted to highlight that. And these are basically our customer list that I wanted to highlight. We have some of the top-notch companies that rely on Lambda test for their everyday testing needs. And as I mentioned, we have 100 automation testing minutes free. So just sign up in case you haven't already and explore the platform. And having said that, let's get into Q&A if there are any.
Thank you so much, Harshit, for the informative session. I must say it's a very helpful tool for us.
Cheers, Suga.
The
Let me stop sharing.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
we have any questions in particular?
No, we have no questions. You have almost answered every questions from the last sessions as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Thank you
Good.
so much for it. Thank you for connecting with us.
Cool. It's great to be here. And in case, if there is any question that you are not able to come up with right now, but you are yet to deep dive into the platform, by all means, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can drop a message on the Lambda's chat window as well, and we'll be able to help you from there too.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We have an open contest till 12th December, which is to test your eyes and brain. Give a try, guys. Thank you so much for connecting with us.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Okay,
Bye bye.
take care.